Hello, my friends. It is another absolutely magnificent day here on the farm. I do not know how we are being just blessed with all of this fabulous weather. To be clear, I mean, yesterday it was 20 degrees Fahrenheit in the morning, got to about a high of 35 or so, so right above freezing. Today it's almost 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It is absolutely stunning. And it's not raining. It's, there's a little breeze, but it's not windy. There's no clouds that are ominous, just pretty. Pretty today. I'm sure you can't see it against the sun, and I don't want to blind you, so I'm not going to look up, but we've got some hawks and vultures overhead, really adding to the atmosphere. The pigs are sunbathing, both of them. The goats are relaxing. Of course, all you can see is a big pumpkin. Would help if I actually showed you the goats relaxing, huh? And once again, grabbing my lunch hour to spend as much time outside with the dogs as possible. Sophie's already out there at the field. All I saw were ears and tails bouncing. Hugo's here next to me. Bailey doesn't know what to do. He's got a little attention deficit issue. He kind of bounces from the goats to the birds to the fields. He doesn't know. The birds are busy checking us out. And the donkeys are, of course, out and about. So here she comes, Miss Soph. And there goes Bailey on his next adventure. So absolutely fabulous day. Can't complain about a day like today, and needed to spend some time outside. Of course, I don't really have anything to say because I didn't take any time to think about what to say. But what I will tell you is we're gearing up for the US Thanksgiving holiday. Let's see if we can angle and see the gang. Not really. So we'll walk back up toward them. And for us, we don't do the celebration here on the farm. All of our turkey are pardoned, for those that understand that. People ask all the time, could our turkey be eaten? And the answer is absolutely. All of our animals are technically from meat background. They were produced for meat, including the goats. So some things have changed over time, right? And they've gone the way of the dodo because of it. So obviously the pigs could absolutely be used for food, but people have miniaturized the breed. And then you have farm hogs, which grow, 10 times as large, 10 times as fast, and are better for the production industry, which is why these little pigs that are sunbathing and living the good life are out of the food chain for now and are really just companion animals. But they could be part of the food chain. There's nothing different about them than other pigs. And so that's the situation with them, right? And it's a very similar situation with the birds. The ducks and the turkey were both meat production animals. The turkey were part of the original heritage turkey that you would have seen way back when on the Thanksgiving dinner table or on any dinner table. But at this point in time, the toms, they top out between 10 and 12 pounds dressed. That's a lot of processing for very little bird. And nobody really wants such a small bird anymore because in the US anyway, the trend over the course of the last several decades has been toward bigger and larger birds. Butterball, Purdue, everybody's producing 30, 40-pound turkey breasts or turkeys that you buy at the store, which means that bird was enormous when it was processed, right? Think about that. If you're buying a 30-pound turkey at the store, in real life, that turkey was close to 40 pounds. Maybe not quite 40 pounds because feathers don't weigh that much, but without the head, without some of the other parts and pieces, right? That does take out quite a bit of weight. And 40-pound gets even more enormous. So there are turkey that are being raised and that really replicate that speed of growth and are intended to be processed because they're frankly not healthy after a certain point because they're just too big. Their breasts are too large, they're too heavy for their legs, they don't move very well, they can get arthritic. So these heritage turkeys are going the way of the dodo because they're just not worth processing anymore. And certainly, you know, the market, I would say, for having pet turkeys is limited. And there are a lot of breeds of turkeys that are in the same positioning. So that's one of the reasons that they're on the Livestock Conservancy list. It is one of the reasons that we work with these birds. Could you eat them? Absolutely. Should you eat them? Probably. They're certainly probably healthier than what you get on the store shelf. But that's a lot of work for a little bit of bird. Same goes with the ducks. The ducks are a dual production animal, so they lay they're prolific layers of eggs, but they were also used for meat. And so they're not the lightest duck in the world, right? They top out at about 8 to 10 pounds maximum. And again, that's very little bird for what you want when you look at other duck breeds. Pekin, for example, that are true meat breeds that can be double that size. When you put in the effort to process a bird, which is a lot of effort, you want a reward for that. So, you know, these birds sort of, the ducks anyway, went toward egg production, which is fabulous. They produce, you know, between 250, 280 eggs a year, each duck. But again, in the US, the market for duck eggs is slim. The market for pet ducks is also slim, and it's flooded with lots of different breeds. So it's a unique niche, and it's why they're on the Livestock Conservancy list. Last but not least, the chicken. I have bantam chicken. They're small. They're teeny tiny. They lay teeny tiny eggs. They're fantastic pets. They are personable. They are, you know, fun to watch. You've seen me share with you all the things, but you certainly wouldn't process them. If you process them, you'd get literally a chicken nugget, maybe two from a larger size bird. And it's why I call them chicken nuggets, because that's what they are. They are the chicken nuggets of the wild world. They're egg layers. They are prolific egg layers. So again, another, you know, 250, 300 eggs a year for each hen, which is fantastic. But their eggs are smaller, so you need 2 eggs to equal a grocery store egg in the US. So that's the situation with the birds. The geese were never really meat animals, although again, you probably could eat them. They were always truly ornamental and more so based on royalty and status than they were on being useful, which is why they're in the situation they're in. And then the goats. The goats, you know, derive from fainting goats originally, and fainting goats are meat goats. So yes, you could eat them, but as these guys have become miniaturized, so they're smaller, as they've become more focused on companionship and their ability to be a pasture ornament and be pretty, there's less focus on using them for meat. And certainly, again, with the miniaturization of them, and they're not teeny tiny, right? So a female goat, the way they are today, right, alive and full, is you're going to be between 50 and 70 pounds. So how much meat you'd get off of that, I'm not really sure. How the quality of the meat would be, again, not really sure, because they've been bred away from that trait. So they're not dense. They are not, you know, fat heavy. Well, some of my guys are, but not intentionally. So really not eating animals at this point in their lives, but they did start that way. And now they're truly classified as companion animals only. They are not dairy animals. They are not meat animals. And right now they're not fiber animals. Could they be fiber animals someday? I would like to hope so. That's what I would like to see for them. If they become fiber animals, very similar to sheep, right? You can shear them, or in this case, it would probably be trim them, use their fiber, and enjoy them as companion animals. And that wouldn't hurt them in the least. So that's my ultimate goal for these guys. I don't know that we'll get there in my lifetime, but we're certainly getting a lot closer than we were 10 years ago. And that is, I think, where I'm going to cut it, because all of a sudden this video that I had nothing to say turned into 10 minutes of chatting about the backgrounds of the animals and why we pardoned our turkeys for U.S. Thanksgiving. I hope you are having a fantastic day. I hope it's as gorgeous around for you as it is right here, right now. We're expecting torrential rain tomorrow, and a flip the switch again back to Arctic weather. So I'm enjoying every minute of this while I can, and I hope you are as well. Have a fabulous day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind, and I will see you at the next one. Bye for now.